It seems like it's been forever since I've done a review of a new title, almost a month now. So what better way to start back up than a review of the PlayStation 3 exclusive Little Big Planet 2. Released this past Tuesday by Media Molecule, the creators of the original Little Big Planet, Little Big Planet 2 gives us an all-new story adventure and a game creation system that gives the map editor from StarCraft 2 a run for its money. If you've got a PlayStation 3 and you enjoy puzzle platformers, it's certainly going to be worth your time to watch this video, so let's check it out.
An ancient evil stirs to threaten the very survival of the cosmos. They call it the Negativatron. But what can stop the unstoppable? This world needs only one thing. It needs a hero. Shoshavalon.
The story of the game's campaign is pretty simple. Once again, you play as Sackboy, this time trying to save Craftworld from a giant vacuum cleaner-like monster referred to as the Negativatron. Luckily, Larry Da Vinci is around to grant you membership to the Alliance, under the leadership of Avalon Centrifuge, and send you on a mission to rescue and round up an army of Sackbots, and to gather a posse of crazy characters to help you defeat the enemy and prevent the end of the world. That's about it. The story and its characters are all pretty simple and charming, and to me, a bit juvenile, but hey, it's a cutesy game, all in good fun, and I enjoyed it. The important thing to keep in mind here is that we're going to see some great user-created content, and it will be interesting to see what stories you all think up for your kick-ass levels. Little Big Planet 2's 48 levels spread out over 6 worlds took me between 8 and 10 hours to complete. I kind of lost track of my time as my play sessions were spread out over several days and I was just having so much fun. As you progress through the different worlds, you'll fight through various levels, then defeat a boss, then move on to the next world. Some levels are unlocked only by finding a hidden key in a previous level, and those levels are typically either challenge missions like races or versus levels where you play with your friends. Speaking of friends, Little Big Planet 2 supports 4-player local or online co-op, bringing chaos and confusion and inevitably leads to some absolutely hilarious gameplay, especially when you're all in the same room and may or may not have consumed some alcoholic beverages. If you played the original Little Big Planet, you can import your profile including all the objects you collected in the first game, and all the downloadable levels are backwards compatible, meaning you could play through them all utilizing the updated graphics engine. Instead of going straight to a menu system when you start up the game, you're taken to your rocket where you can customize its layout or navigate to the levels you want to play, the online content you want to download, or even set up your profile customizing the awards and custom Earth and Moon that you want to show off. A recent activity section shows you the most recent levels that your friends have created, and an online store provides you a place to purchase cool costumes like Marvel comic characters, and the online community lets you share and download all the other users' creations, and believe me, some of that stuff is pretty spectacular. There's a rather extensive tutorial section to teach you how to use the level designer, but really, significantly more time needs to be spent learning how to properly create a level than I have to spend on it. So there isn't much for me to comment on other than the fact that it exists, it's extensive, and there are people out there creating totally kick-ass content already. I'm just happy I'm allowed to download all their wonderful creations. If you happen to own a PlayStation Move, the game integrates with the camera, allowing you to take some snapshots of you and your friends to integrate directly into your games. There's even an entire standalone mini-game consisting of 10 levels that could be installed to your hard drive outside of the game that utilizes the Move's motion controller, where one player controls Sackboy through the levels, while another player interacts with various objects in the level. I didn't have anyone available to try out this feature, so I skipped it, but from what I've seen online, it's not all that exciting. The real reason to play this game obviously is because of its addicting, wide variety of gameplay mechanics. The basics involve running from point A to point B, collecting bubbles and objects, solving puzzles and avoiding obstacles and monsters to grant you points, which are tallied up at the end on a global scoreboard. The better you perform, the better prizes become unlocked, including costumes, stickers, and objects for level creation. Lots of the collectibles are hidden throughout the levels, meaning completionists are going to spend a lot of time trying to track them all down, especially considering some of them can only be obtained with 1 to 3 other players in your game. Each level brings with it new, unique challenges that keep the game fresh all the way to the end. What's great is that not all the levels are 2.5D side-scrolling platformers. Some missions may have you in a retro 2D shoot-'em-up, some may have you racing rats in a figure 8, and others may have you mashing buttons to beat your friends Guitar Hero style. Seriously, you've got a wide variety of types of levels here. Of course, it wouldn't be Little Big Planet without some serious character customization, and you'll unlock loads of options to pimp out your little sack dude or dudette. I probably had as much fun playing with the character customization and emotes with the 6-axis controller as I did simply playing the levels. As you progress through the story, you'll gain access to some tools that help you traverse the levels. Sackboy will first gain a grappling hook that can be used to swing across chasms or pull objects towards him. Then we'll gain the Grabinator, which can be used to pick up objects and toss them around. And finally we'll gain several different Creatinators, which are basically guns that can shoot things like water, electricity, or even cakes. Otherwise, the gameplay is pretty much identical to that of its predecessor. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just give enhancements and more content.
Sent you a message. Dear Hotshot, welcome to the Kablamo Club. Kablamo Club? Really?
First and foremost, Little Big Planet brings us an updated graphics engine with enhanced lighting and particle effects, which make the game look amazing. I never noticed any frame rate problems with the new engine, but I did experience some screen tearing on certain levels, but it wasn't enough for me to be concerned. Any cutscenes in the game were actually captured using the built-in camera tool, available to all level creators so you can make your own cutscenes however you'd like. I did experience some long loading times every now and then, but I think my main issue with the loading screen is that there isn't a loading screen. When you select a level, it zooms in and makes you feel like you need to press additional buttons to actually play it, when in actuality you don't need to do a thing. This isn't me nitpicking, it was just a little awkward until I got used to it. The sound effects are wonderful and really funny at times when you hear the Sackbots doing things, and the soundtrack has some great tracks that really complement the game's worlds that you're playing in. While most of the characters' voice acting consists of just mumbled sounds and grunts, Stephen Fry returns as the narrator, keeping things nice and soothing as you learn to play, and more importantly, as you learn to build your own worlds.
Welcome to Little Big Planet. You are that little sack person, right there. Oh, how cute.
I'm really happy that I got a chance to play through this gem. I really can't think of anything that really brought me down while playing through it. Little Big Planet 2 is entertaining, funny, nay, hilarious at times, and overall, just a great gaming experience. The 8 to 10 hour campaign felt like a good enough length to get my feet wet with the controls, and the escalation of difficulty was spot on throughout the entire adventure. Adding in some friends locally or online really spices things up and keeps things interesting, especially with a few cocktails at hand. Topping everything off with an amazing content creation system and an online community that allows you to play all the best levels created by real gamers across the world makes this a title that I absolutely recommend to pretty much any type of gamer. There truly is something here for everybody. What do you think? Leave your questions and comments below. Check out the full write-up and screenshots over at ZeitgeistGameReview.com. Stay up to date by following me on Twitter and Facebook, and make sure to check out all of the other great gaming entertainment on the Game Station. Don't forget to subscribe and press the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching.